Hello all and welcome to my channel where I'm just this random guy on YouTube with a finance and accounting degree that's just trying to help you build wealth and get better with finances. In today's video, I'm gonna let you know why my nickname is Frugalicious. All right, I'm all about frugality. In this list, I'm gonna give you the 10 things that I'm frugal with. And I know this list is really gonna help you out there. This is not nothing that's drastic, but it's gonna be something that you should definitely implement in your life and how you could continue to build wealth and save money during these very tough times of inflation. Now, the first thing I do on my list is to shop smart. I recently read a Wall Street Journal article where it said 20.6 is the average grocery stores that a person will shop at. And 20.6 sounds like a lot, but once you start thinking about it, it makes sense. I know me personally, myself, once the price of groceries has been going sky high, I started wisening up, and all these places I said I would never go to, I expanded my horizons, did my research, and recognized there's so many deals in certain grocery stores that others don't. I used to exclusively shop in Publix, and then you wonder why I'm broke all the time, because that place is so expensive, and I hated Aldi's. I hated Aldi's because when I went in there, okay, I know the haters are gonna jump on me because people love Aldi's, but I hated Aldi's because it just didn't make sense. When I went in there, I'm like, it didn't have the numbers on the aisle. I don't know what aisle has produce. It was very confusing. So one day I went in there because I'm trying to save and everyone is talking about it. And I was able to navigate through the store, and I recognized they do have some stuff that's a lot cheaper than other places. So now what I do is I go to Costco's, okay? Now I love Costco's, but usually I go to Costco's to buy things in bulk like toilet paper, paper towels, wine once in a while. The wine is pretty good. Any type of frozen vegetables, things that are not going to expire right away. Eggs, milk. Milk is a little bit on the price side, but I get that. And I get some stuff that I could buy in bulk. Like my kids love spare ribs. I buy the spare ribs there. I buy some stuff that's frozen, some protein pancakes that I've noticed that are really, really delicious. Well, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The whole point of this is if you want to remain frugal, you're going to have to shop in multiple stores. Now, I understand people are going to say, well, traveling to all these stores, you're wasting in gas, it's not worth it. But with inflation being so high, and sometimes when you compare the price of a milk, let's say in Publix, and then you compare it to the neighborhood Walmart, there's a big difference. Or even Target. Target for some reason has milk cheap all the time. There's a big difference. So if you want to save, pick a day, plan it strategically, and shop during the best times. The second thing on my list is a budget. People hate budgeting, and I get it. Budgeting doesn't need to be so strenuous. The point of budgeting really is to just be able to have a snapshot to see exactly what's going on with your finances. That's what I personally call it. I don't call it a budget. I just have a snapshot showing all my expenses, how much money I have left at the end of the month, and I know exactly what is going on. I don't watch it daily, no, but you need to at least see what's going on, because sometimes, guys, there's these sneaky, subscriptions that says it's free for 1 month, and next thing you know, you never cancel it. You've been paying for it, and you have no idea. Or if you share an Amazon account, like I do, and you recognize sometimes some people use your card instead of using their card. There's little things like that that add up where a budget would definitely allow you to at least feel like, you know what, you're doing everything the right way. And if you see a line item that you want to reduce, well, you can do some research and try to reduce it, especially with like auto insurance, homeowners insurance. There's so many things that you could take a look at where you could reduce your expenses. The third thing on my list is to have automated savings. You want to also automate all your expenses because you don't want to be dealing with staying on top of making all these payments and possibly missing a payment, because we're here trying to be frugal. Last thing you want to do is pay any late fees. So if you automate all your bills and you automate your savings, you know mentally everything that you're doing, which is paying yourself and making sure you're not missing any payments and hitting your credit report, is the fact of everything is set and everything is working out and is doing exactly what you want to do. Okay, you can tinker with this once in a while to change how much money you want to have saved, but if you were able to manage what you have going on, you could do that every few months. That's what I do. Every 5 to 6 months, if I'm recognizing, hey, you know what, I have so much money left over and I'm using it on eating out, or I'm doing something where I could probably calm down a bit, I will automatically start increasing my savings to ease up on my outside spending. That way, guys, if you automate your savings and say you have an emergency fund or a sinking fund, now your shopping when you have the advantage. You're shopping when you have the cash at hand and you could decide when to make this purchase that you want to purchase. Let's say whether it's something in your house, a sofa, whatever it is, you are shopping now, you have the money for it. Because the last thing you don't want is if you're not saving, right? And you don't have it automated as well, where it's like, oh crap, I need new tires. Every time you say that, you are most likely buying tires at the most expensive time. That's what it feels like to me. And now you are screwed. Compared to knowing, hey, my tires are wearing out, I'm gonna save some money on the side, and you see now there's deals going on for tires, then you could buy it and you can save. Because that's the number one key when it comes to being frugal. You wanna buy things at the right time. And if you have no money saved at all, you're never gonna buy it at the right time. You might, but you'll get lucky. The fourth thing on my list is to stop drinking. I had stopped drinking completely. I gave it up. Sometimes though I take a sip or two, but I gave up drinking for the most part because I recognize, man, number one, every time I go shopping, the price of beer is ridiculously high. It's ridiculously expensive. Alcohol is expensive, beer is expensive. It's a very expensive habit. And I buy that also with my groceries. So now this is adding on top of my grocery shopping, how much money I spend with getting beer. And let's be quite honest, guys. The beer has a trickle-down effect. Number one, you're spending all this money on alcohol. And number two, excessive weight, okay? You're messing with your health, you're gaining all this weight, and it's making things in your life now even more difficult. And I don't know about you, but it makes me feel miserable. I'm tired. If you wake up the next day with a hangover, you go out, eat a big breakfast. Sometimes the drinking just makes you want to eat so much. There's all these calories in your body. It's really difficult. So I decided to cut back on drinking, and that saved on my wallet and it saved on my waistline. That's all the stuff, guys, that frugal people do, okay? Now what I do is I just save my drink for occasions, special occasions. I'll buy a drink and I have a drink like my birthday or New Year's and maybe Christmas. I haven't done it Christmas, but definitely my birthday and New Year's. That's the only time I would decide to have a drink, and I will do it smart and wisely. Number 5 on my list is interest. Interest in both aspects. Number one, you don't want to end up having all this credit card debt and spending all this money paying interest to a credit card company. Number one, you're getting screwed, okay? You want to be frugal, but you're giving money away. Doesn't add up. You can't sit there and say, you know what, I'm broke, I have no money to do all these things, but at the same time, you're just giving money away to the bank. And you're adding more and more to your balance because now, well, you can't say no to yourself and you want to keep on splurging, and that's going to cost you. So number one, you really need to get rid of your credit card debt, period, guys. This thing is like at 22 to 29%. That interest is just ridiculous. That's something you definitely need to get rid of. And if right now you currently have it, don't beat yourself up, but you definitely need to have a plan to get rid of it. But then once you start getting rid of it, in the same time, you want to take advantage of the other side, okay? Rather than you paying the credit card company them interest, well, if you take that money you're making payments towards and you put it towards investment accounts, now guess what? Interest is coming towards you. Now you are getting interest, and that's what you want to do. You want to invest into your company 401k, get that match. You want to do a Roth IRA, get into some ETFs, some index funds. Now you want to start thinking about investing, because eventually, guys, human capital can only go so far, and it can't go further than financial capital. And you need to build financial capital. That's the key. Number 6 is books. Guys, if you want to build wealth or anything you want to do, you got to read. Okay? I mean, a lot of people hate reading. I get it. You don't need to read, 20, 30 pages a day, just a few pages a day, just to get your knowledge up. But when you decide to read and you try to expand and you try to grow, not buying books at the full price, you don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to do that. I never do that. This is what I do. I want to share with you guys. I go into Barnes & Noble. I look at all the books because they display the books wonderful. Okay, it's perfect how they display all the books in the certain sections. I see a book, I like it. There's 2 things I do. Number 1, I check to see if it's on my library. Okay, I have Libby on my phone. Most of you guys probably have it. Most people don't even have a library. I heard somewhere where someone was saying they've been to a library like once in 10 years. The library has everything, guys. It got the books, got the audio books, it has everything you need, and it's free. So please get yourself a library card, open up a Libby account, which links to your library card, to your library, and you can use that to get your books. let me head back to what I was saying before. So I would check the library, and if it's there, great. If it's a very long wait and I want to read this book, and I'm really interested in this book, then I would say, you know what, I'm not going to wait for it, I'm going to buy it. But I don't buy it in Barnes & Noble. What I do is go to Amazon. There's times, guys, I see a book in Barnes & Noble for $26, on Amazon's $12. Pure insanity. But that's what I do to save on my books. And you can do this in the end. Once you buy the book and you read it, if you want to hold on to it, I got books here. But if you don't want to hold on to it, just go to eBay and sell it. That's what I would do. Number 7 is to cook at home more often. Guys, have you seen the price of eating out? McDonald's used to have value meals, and no. There's no such values anymore when you eat out, okay? The value of the meal is becoming way more expensive than the food you cook at home. Before, that was an excuse. I don't feel like cooking. I get myself a burger at McDonald's for like $1, or I'll go eat out in the street, fast food, cheap. I get that. But now, no. It's extremely expensive. This is the things that I do that I certainly want you to do. Number 1, I meal prep. And I buy whatever I'm going to cook throughout the week for whatever is on sale. Something that's I could diversify, like ground meat, chicken. I buy salmon. Salmon's expensive, but when you think about it, I pay like $10 a pound. I buy 2 pounds, $20. $20 for the whole week compared to eating $10 a day, you still save a lot of money. So I plan my meals through the week. I cook all my lunches and I'm set. Number 1 is really healthy. So now I know I'm getting the right nutrition and I'm getting in shape and I'm not dealing with eating processed foods. And number 2, I'm saving so much money. And I also take it a step further. What I do as well is on Sunday, I consult with everybody in my family. I have 2 kids and my wife. And I tell them individually, what do you want for the week? I plan this ahead because it seems like every other day is like, what's for dinner, what's for dinner, what's for dinner. And sometimes I gotta run to the store and buy things. Yeah, you gotta be organized. So I ask them, what is you want for the week? And every time they tell me, I put this on my grocery list. And I go and they all know every day what we're eating. That way there's no like, I don't want to eat that, I don't want to eat that. Please let's get pizza. No, everyone knows what we're going to eat for the week. And every day I prepare, I buy it, I cook it, and we're done. That's what I do, and it helps me remain really frugal. Number 8 on my list is to never buy new technology. Why? Why do you need to wait online to get this latest iPhone where we don't know the glitches, we don't know what's going to happen, and it's extremely expensive? There's no need for it. I'm the guy that waits and buys the phone 2 to 3 years later. Right now, my phone is still working. I'm actually recording on my cell phone right now. When that phone goes out, I'm gonna buy the most cheapest, latest model. Not latest and newest, latest as far as like the oldest model. And that's what I'm gonna do. Because I am not gonna spend $1,000 for that same model by buying it today, when I know in a few years it's gonna drop to $500, $600. And to me, it's not outdated, okay? It's brand new to me. It's better than what I have now. So that's the number 1 thing that I do when it comes to technology. I never buy it as soon as it comes out. I wait a bit and then I buy it. Number 9 on my list is to be flexible with vacations. If you have the luxury to go on vacation, you need to be extremely flexible. What I do, and I love doing this, is I go online and I start building the vacation, right? If I'm gonna fly, I start trying to see what time is the cheapest time to fly to wherever it is I wanna go. And I start building from there. Which hotel has the best deal, whatever. Then I decide when I'm gonna go on vacation after I find the best times to go. In Florida, we have a 2-week window before things start kicking off, okay? Because usually we go on break before other places go on break. So usually I try to book my vacation the last week of May, and then the first week of June is extremely cheap around that time. After that, things go sky high. So that's what you want to do. You want to take your time, be very strategic on when you go on vacation. Don't just pick a random day and say, I'm going that time, because the price of the hotel could be ridiculously high and now you feel like you have no choice. No, pick the date based upon the cheapest price of the hotel and the flights. Number 10 on my list is having a financial goal. In order for you to remain frugal, you need to have a financial goal and set. That way you know you are sacrificing things you're doing today because of what you're doing, what's going to be the reward in the future. You do not just want to be frugal for the sake of being frugal for no reason. At that point, you're just being cheap. You want to be frugal for a reason. If you're being frugal because you're trying to save for a house, you want to invest, you want to pay off your debt, great. You will continue to be frugal and you will continue on this path because you know exactly where you want to go. But if you don't have a financial goal, you don't know what's going on, you're just being cheap for no apparent reason, and that is not going to last. That's usually a recipe for disaster. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 10 frugal things that I do that allows me to save, invest, and remain disciplined, and allows me to continue on the path that I'm on now